youtube.com/MayhewMayhem. That's youtube.com/MayhewMayhem.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I am your host, my name is Michael Mayhew, and I am here with my co-hosts.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg, and
I'm James.
Remember, everybody, 30 Minutes of Mayhem is available not just on YouTube, but also on iTunes, Android, Stitcher, and Spreaker. All you have to do is search MayhewMayhem. That's MayhewMayhem. And also, please make sure to rate us 5 stars.
Also, you can help us afford to continue doing the show by donating to 30 Minutes of Mayhem via PayPal. Just use the email address in the description, 30minutesofmayhem@gmail.com.
As I said, welcome to 30 Minutes of Mayhem, the podcast your mother can be ashamed of. This episode is a continuation of episode 60, so if you have not heard that yet, you might want to go back and listen to it before we get going here. And for this episode, we have Mahoney the MILF.
Hi. Just get another woman and see if she's ever had one. Not me. Maybe if I had, like, some sort of, like, memory of actually having an orgasm during sex, I could, like, dream about having an orgasm during sex.
I've heard that it's not possible for some women to do so, and that the only way that they can achieve it is through oral or manual stimulation, either done by themselves or somebody else. But that
it's literally just me.
She's a solo act.
I am.
Okay, so there's that.
We're here all week, folks.
So let's just go on to this next topic here. Now, obviously, this whole episode, all we've done so far, pretty much is just talk about sex-related things and whatnot. And the question is, do females get more offended than males when talking about sex? Now, I would say it depends on who is in the conversation, because I've heard, and obviously don't know because I'm a guy, that when females are around other females talking about sex, that they are actually way worse than what men are when they're around other men talking about sex.
I would have no idea because I have never been around people who get offended when they talk about sex.
I think it depends on the degree of which you're speaking. If you're talking about the night you had, that's one thing. But if you're talking about, like, intricate details of the moments, like, I'm not really one to get offended. I'll pretty much talk about fucking anything, because I just love to hear myself talk. So
At least she's honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, she is a she, so clearly she loves to hear herself talk.
Exactly.
Oh.
If you're, like, say you're in, like, a group of people and there's, like, equal amounts of women and men, and then you're all just having a conversation about something, I think it gets offensive when it starts to get personal. Like, if you're in a group of friends that, like, don't know their sexual partners, or, like, you don't know, they're not dating someone in the group, and you start talking about sex, that's one thing. But, like, if you can, like, give someone a look and be like, you just told us what that pussy's like, then... like, that's different. That's when it starts to get offensive. To me, in my opinion.
So, you obviously are very open, don't give a shit about talking about a lot of things. So, through your personal experience, when you're around just, like, pretty much, let's say, majority of guys talking about sex or a majority of females, who, like, from your personal experience, who do you think is, like, worse? Who goes, like, too far? More females, more descriptive, go too far, or more males?
Well, okay, so I have to confess that every time I see my roommate after I've had a sexual partner, I, like, tell her what size his dick was. And, like, I don't go into, like, I mean, I give her a visual. I don't paint her a picture, I just give her a slight visual. Like, if she had, like, her eyes squinted, like, looking at it.
This one was this big.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't just show her the dick pic that he sent you on the phone, you're just like, this
No,
is
because I don't accept dick pics, because I plainly state that if I get sent dick pics, I post dick pics.
Oh, well.
Oh.
I don't like receiving dick pics. Are awkward. Like you guys, I don't
Yeah, they
understand
are.
how you guys. I don't understand how you guys can like look at a picture of a vagina and masturbate from it. I'm not gonna masturbate from a picture of a penis. Like, oh god, I wish that was in me. Like, what the fuck? That's stupid. Like, it's awkward, and you guys never hold it right, and like you like aim down, or you get too much balls, or there's like feet in the picture, or like Xbox is paused, like something like that happens, and it's just weird.
I have never sent a dick pic, and I never will, because even if
have.
I did, you wouldn't know. So you'd be like, is that a picture of the top of somebody's head? No, wait, them are balls there. So there's that.
That's a worm in a sweater.
We talked about pubic hair one and that you were on, so obviously that isn't the case with me because I want the shit lasered off, but I'm afraid of killing my balls.
And it baffled me 'cause when I re-listened to the episode, it still baffled me that you cared more about a laser being near your balls than your actual penis. Like, you can get like implant testicles. I mean, just to fill it out, just to fill out the sack. It doesn't matter if they don't work or not, you know. But your dick, like, that's yours. You only get one that's actually yours. Like,
Yes.
I mean, in your case, I can see where you wouldn't be too concerned.
Correct. So I'm. It's not so much that dick versus the balls. It's what the balls do and what they produce and what comes out.
Child support.
And yeah, exactly. I want to be able to create children one day, and if the laser is to like eliminate that option, that's what I'm concerned about. Getting balls that no longer work properly. That's where
Laser ball removal.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like a Star Wars really bad fight situation to where instead of getting your arm chopped off, you just get your balls chopped off. It's kind of a little bit more similar to what I'm talking about there. No, I'm worried about them not being able to produce baby gravy, if you will, and create a spawn at some point. That is.
Yeah, you're basically afraid of going in to get your pubes laser shaved and then ending up with a free vasectomy.
Yeah.
I can't get past
Free
the
my
Star
ass.
Wars thing. Like, I'm stuck on Star Wars. I just keep imagining, like, 2 Death Stars being destroyed by a lightsaber. Like, my mind is not moving past. I can't get off of it. Like, why did you have to bring up Star Wars?
I thought it was a good reference, the lightsaber cutting balls off.
Alderaan got destroyed twice.
I feel like it's a personal thing. Yeah, some people do get easily offended. Myself, kind of. I don't know. I don't want somebody talking about my cock and stuff. But like, I don't know. I feel like females would really get more offended because of how self-conscious they are about their body in the first place.
This is true.
Now, whenever somebody's talking about getting dirty with you, then you have the tendency of, feeling more self-conscious because the reactions of some other people, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like it can go either way. Some people, like Mahoney, are just open to it and don't even really care. They talk about anything. But some people are just more shut in.
I get what you're saying. Now, I will say this from my own personal experience or preference or whatever you want to say with this is I can talk about sex with guys all day long and never be like, that's too far. But sometimes when I talk about sex with females, I'll go like, you just went a little too far with that. I don't know why. If a female is talking to me the way that I talk to, like, on this podcast, fucking ram jam and all this fucking bullshit, and she's talking to me about how she's getting ram jammed, I'm like, alright. And then she's like, and then they gave me an anal cream pie. I'm like, and you've went too far. But,
I would never say that.
But but if I'm talking to James and I'm like, yeah, and then I gave her an anal cream pie, or if he said, he's banging his girlfriend, he gave her an anal cream pie, it doesn't bother me. I'm just throwing an example out there, but I feel like through my through my personal experiences, that's one thing that's on my fucking sex bucket list I still haven't done. But anyways, that's just one thing. Like, females, sometimes they'll go too far about it. A lot, like, I pretty much for the most part hate, like, all men have ever since I was younger. I don't want to hear an exquisite detail.
Sexual conquests.
Yeah, that would be a way to put it. I don't want to hear about it in exquisite detail because, you know, I hate my own dick enough as it is. I don't want to hear about somebody else's in exquisite detail. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, that totally makes sense.
I understand where you're coming from because, as I previously mentioned, I don't do the ham sandwich. So, like, I'm not understanding on many different levels what makes it pretty, what makes it desirable. I've heard that some of them are, like, warm entrances to heaven.
Yes.
But then again, I'm not, like, I feel like it's kind of like just putting your dick in a bag of meat, maybe.
Well, see, that
Like
brings...
warm SpaghettiOs. Like warm
It brings me to my point I was getting at. I don't remember on what episode it was on, but I can understand, probably because I'm a male and have been a male my entire life, how sex is pleasurable from a male perspective, but I don't get how it is from a female perspective. I don't see how it's possible because to me it's more or less like you're just kind of like, we're just stabbing around inside of you and just like, you know. How can that possibly be pleasurable? And then in the guy's perspective, the penis obviously is overly simplistic. So it makes perfect sense how you can get pleasure from that. I mean, it's practically impossible to not be capable of pleasuring a penis. There you go. That made it sound fucking weird, but it's overly simplistic while the vagina is overly fucking complicated. So I don't see how it can be pleasurable to just repeatedly be just poked around inside of.
It's not. We have to do a lot of things to actually enjoy it.
Go on.
Me, I don't want to say cynical. I'm a very critical, I don't know if critical is the right word either. Like, I'm not nitpicky, but things have to be a particular way. If I'm having sex with someone and, like, everything's going good, but they've got, like, stank face on, I can't, it just kills it. And, like, 'cause I like to occasionally look my partner in the eye and, like, be like, yeah, this is going on, this is good. And I can't do that if they look like they're having an asthma attack. Or, like, they're like choking on something, like they just got punched in the throat. Like, there's so many different bad faces that you guys make, and it's just, I don't know if you know you're doing it or like, and then there's you guys either, I wish there was like a happy medium, but you guys either make like, you guys have like a catchphrase for when you come, or like you're silent, and like both are equally as bad. Like, just like, because if you're silent, like, I've come to the conclusion to where I know when a guy gets off, because there's like a feeling that happens down there where you guys kind of like do cock push-ups on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when I know it's over. I mean, and I can see them trying to play it off like it didn't happen, but I just like, I'm like, okay, show's over, you know.
There's
You made it to the finish line before I even left the first line, like. But no, and then but
convulsions, if you will, in the dick region.
In the dick region.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had guys actually try to fake that they didn't get off so hard that like it got sad because they deflated, and I was like, you're not even inside anymore, so what are you still doing on top of me? Oh, I really hope my dad doesn't browse this on YouTube.
And this is also the podcast your dad can be ashamed of, so there's that.
But no, like, you guys either, like, I had sex with this guy once, and he came and, like, he said, oh my god, then, like, dragged out the god, and I was like, people
Why
do
would
this?
you do that?
This is real, like, this is, and I just, like, looked at him, and I was like, I felt ashamed of myself for choosing him as a sexual partner. Like,
I kind of purr.
I think it's enjoyable because you guys don't like girls that fake it, and then you don't like girls that are, I don't know, maybe, but like girls who like drag it out, who like over exaggerate it.
No, I fucking hate that.
I don't know. I purr like a cat after I climax.
Well,
I like. Yeah. So there that is.
for me, it normally goes something along the lines of this. Because you probably weren't aware, I am currently in, and I am about to come. Where do you want this? And then there's normally some sort of unintentional, I wouldn't call it a purring or like a grunt, but it's a sound that I cannot duplicate unless in that situation.
I just want, like, I mean, I've had it maybe twice out of sexual partners that I've had. I just, like, you know, to, like, know that, yeah, that was good for you. Not, like, I just blew your mind and you're, like, 26 years old and you know, I'm the only person that's ever blown your mind. You're saying, oh, God, or oh, my God, or whatever. And then, again, you being completely silent, like you just used me as a cum dumpster. Like, oh, that's where this goes. I'm done. Like, that's they're both equally as awful. Like, I can't.
With me, you might not be aware that it's in, but you will be aware when I'm done. So, how many more small dick jokes can I make?
Here, hold this.
How about the like I want to say like the announcement that like it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that I hate. Like, I can dirty talk for days. Like, I've had people tell me I should write erotica, but like, I hate when someone's like,
Hang on. Let me stop you right there. After we're done recording, what are you doing? What? I mean, you just said you dirty.
I'm guessing. Facts you fucking report.
You said you could dirty talk for days. It's been a while. You know, I mean, hey, you know, whatever. No, I'm kidding. If it depends on dirty talk is one of the things. It depends when going like staying with the being offended type situation and like going too far. Sometimes dirty talk goes way too far to where the point to where I'm like, all right, you're doing a little something for me as long as you leave my name out of it, because that drives me fucking nuts. And one of my exes, I've already talked about this before on the show, was all about that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I already know what my name is, and this is doing nothing for me. It's fucking embarrassing and awkward. So a little bit of it goes a long way, if you will, especially if you can speed it up into like a 30-second process. But there's a point to where it goes too far to where I'm like, okay, you were, it was doing something for me, and now I am slowly losing my erection in all respect I have for not only you, but myself.
My personal favorite is when I pull them in close, run my tongue on their ear, and then say, I'm going to put my pinky in your asshole.
And in that case, I'll say,
Not again.
I'll say, all right, but I'm going to put my dick in yours. If you feel like that's a fair trade, then let's do it.
I have literally, like, guys have approached me with that topic, and I'm like, whatever goes in mine goes in yours. So, you first. Like, I'll take it if you take it first, because I'm not gonna let you renege on this shit. Like, no, that's not gonna happen.
So, hang on. Does he have to take it from another guy, or are you gonna bust out like a strap-on?
No, I'm gonna, like, go to Ivor, get this molding kit, get his dick, and then show him what it was like for me.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm in.
Yeah, but that's not fair.
Why not?
How's it not fair?
I could have used my thumb.
Well, exactly. So I get what I want, and I'm not really affected by myself.
But then...
But that's your trait,
I could have used... But I could, because, I'm all about being independent and stuff, I could just use my own thumb and then...
Right, exactly. But what you're not getting here is that it's the trade you're saying. I'm saying, yes, let's make that trade. And then neither one of us are truly affected by it, but you get your dominance, and then I get my what I wanted. Yeah, exactly. I get butt stuff.
This is really... Well, actually, no, everything we do is fucked up, so, I mean, I guess it's not that different.
I thought you were going to say it was awkward, because now it just sounds like I'm trying to court her, which is really weird, because that's not at all what I'm trying to do. But it's starting to sound that way. Oh, God, I don't even remember what the fucking topic is. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. So speaking of beating, and we're not talking about off anymore at this point. This is a revisit of a topic from episode 16, which also bled over into episode 17. So if you want to hear what it was initially said about this, go back to episode 16. And the topic is it ever okay for a man to hit a woman? Now, because James was not on that episode, and I'm sure Greg and I's answer had not changed, but we're still going to talk about it. But we have a different female this time, so another female's perspective on this particular topic. So, is it ever okay for a man to hit a woman?
If she has a gun in my face, if there's like 4 of them beating on me at the same time, if she has a weapon and she's beating on me, if she's my wife, no, I'm just kidding. That last one was just.
You should have just kept rolling with it. If she overcooked the meal, if dinner wasn't on the table when you got home, and
sandwich with the wrong meat,
exactly, didn't do butt stuff, anything of that nature, okay, in that situation. I completely agree. No, back in episode 16, 17, the combination of the both, I talked about basically what you just said. If it's a life-threatening situation, such as you are going to die, and you have to, and the only way you can defend yourself from being killed is by hitting her, then I say yes. But most of the time, I'm not going to try to do that with my fist. For example, if I come home, like I said, and the dinner is not on the table like it should be, okay? And she's standing there holding a kitchen knife and comes at me because I'm like, listen, you're already in the kitchen, at least you're in your place. Why is my dinner not on the table? I can't even say this without laughing, because obviously I don't fucking mean it. But she comes at me with a knife. I'm going to grab a chair or whatever is the fucking closest to me, and I'm going to hit her with it, or fend her off like a lion initially, with it, if I have a chair, to keep her from stabbing me. But say she gets past the chair, or it's not close enough or whatever, then to prevent myself from being stabbed, then I'm going to... the best idea would be to try to go for the arm that she has the knife in. But while you're trying to do that, there's a higher chance of you being stabbed in your arm or whatever while you're trying to get that arm and stop it from any sort of swinging motion. So in that situation, the thing that she would expect the least, in my opinion, would be to kick her. Of course, if she gets you in the leg, you have a more important artery in your leg than you do in your arm. So if you fail, there's a higher chance that you'll die if she gets the femoral artery in your leg. But I would try to kick her straight right in the veg if I had to, or whatever. Trying to keep a lower kick to disable her momentarily, because if you're startled by a kick or whatever, a front kick or an upward kick to your vag, you're going to be stunned for a second, and then at that point go for the knife. Now, if she gets past that defense and say I grab a hold of that arm, we're kind of tied up, she's still trying to cut me in the face, then I'm going to attempt to restrain her without anyone else getting stabbed. But if she comes at me with this knife or whatever and I don't have a chair, I'm going to grab something close to me and wing it at her skull. But other than in a life-threatening situation, I don't believe that it's ever okay for a man to hit a woman. For example, if his dinner's not on the table, that's not a reason to beat your wife and or girlfriend.
That's basically what I said in the episode. I said, if you're trying to defend yourself or someone else, then yes, I do believe it's perfectly okay for you to hit a woman. But if you're just doing it because, you're a fucking scumbag piece of shit and you think that a woman is below you, then no, you're an asshole and that's not right.
It's not... Okay, it wouldn't be acceptable for my boyfriend to bully me. Like, slap me around just because he was having a bad day or whatever. But if I come at him and I punch him in the face, I fully expect one in return. Like, if she can swing like a man, she can get hit like a man. There should be no gender barrier here. If she wants to throw a punch, she should be able to take one too. Now, there's an extent as to where, she gives you a black eye and you fucking stomp out some ribs. That's different. Like, you can't go... If she punches you, you can't throw her on the ground and start kicking her. Or if, she kicks you in the shin or something, you can't go for the face. Like, it has to be, like, literally an eye for an eye. it can't be she punches you once and you beat the shit out of her.
Right.
No.
Basically, the return has to be the same level of violence.
Pretty much, yeah. That's when it would be okay with me. Especially since I've always wanted to get into a fist fight with a man. Like, I've always just wanted... Hell, I could get my ass whipped, or I could fucking whip some ass.
I've been hit by women before, and I've never hit any of them back. Restrained them, put them on the ground, and used the fact that I weigh more than what they do, and I'm stronger than what they are to hold them down until they calm their shit, or get like totally pissed, and I'm like, I'm gonna let you up, but if you come after me, I'm just gonna put you back on the ground and hold you down because I am, again, stronger than you and way more than what you do. So, we good? I've been in that situation before, but I've never actually laid my hands on a woman in a violent manner. Now, have I laid my hands on a woman in a sexual manner?
No.
Is that it? Yes, I have. Thank you very much. Now,
I was just trying to go along with the vibe that you keep sending out, so...
Hey, regardless of this vibe that I keep sending out, I have, as I put it, performed coitus with only a few females, but a few nonetheless. So basically, your answer to straight up violence is it's okay as long as the level of violence is the same, such as if a woman mans up enough to hit a man in the eye, then you feel like he can legitimately hit her back as long as the level of violence is the same.
Yes.
I don't believe as in, like she said, an eye for an eye, like you hit me, I hit you back instantly. I believe in as if you're gonna go to town on me, then I'm gonna hit you back. That gives me no choice. Like, I'm not gonna hit you if you hit me like one time. But if you're gonna go to town on me, then I'm gonna like punch you in the stomach or something. And if you back off, I'm cool. Like, I'm not gonna hit you again. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. It's a level of defense.
Yes.
I feel like for a man, the initial situation is to try to dissolve the problem in the least amount of violence as possible. But if you are getting your ass beat and you can't like restrain her, and while you're getting your ass beat, you know, there's only so many blows to the fucking head you can take before you explode, and that was just about the dick. And I'm talking about now the other head. There's only so many blows to the head you can take before you kind of see red. You know what I mean? Maybe from blood, but you kind of see red to where you're angry because you're getting hit so many times in your head. There's only so much you can take. And if you can't restrain her in that situation, if you, for example, like James said, if you're getting hit in the face and you throw a punch to the gut or whatever, if you've ever been hit pretty hard and your like stomach and stuff, that hurts really fucking bad. Not as bad as being hit in your face, but if somebody gets you good, knock the air right out of you, shit like that, it doesn't feel good. And, you know, if that's what it takes to back her up for a second, you know, at that point my reaction would be to attempt to restrain her, because you don't know if she's going to come back at you and until the situation calms down. But if there's no other choice and she's whooping your ass and you throw a punch to the gut and it's not effective, and then you have to try to literally fight to basically preserve yourself from getting beat to death, then, yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
Now,
like, you can hit me, but there's just so much I can take before I hit you back, is basically what I'm saying. If you're
That's
a man, then I'm straight going to hit you back. I might even hit you first. A woman, though, but like, if there's just so much I can take before I hit you back, that's all. And I'm not going to try to like bloody your face or anything. Like I said, I'll hit you in the stomach. I'll chop you in the knee. I'll fucking take your finger and bend it backwards. I don't care. I just don't believe in hitting her directly in the face. Like,
this is kind of me saying it seriously and jokingly at the same time, but like not having dinner on the table when you get home, you serve a black eye, right? Not helping your woman achieve an orgasm and she serves you a black eye. You didn't get something you wanted, she didn't get something she wanted. Are they perfectly okay?
now I would say no. The reason why I say no is because getting a dinner on the table is possible.
yeah.
So, Mahoney, I'd like to thank you for coming on again.
Thank you for having me.
That does it for another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I have been your host. My name is Michael Mayhew, and I have been here with my co-hosts,
Greg
and James.
Don't forget to check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, YouTube, Android, all of that stuff, and donate to us on PayPal, because this is not cheap to do. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and maybe learned a little bit something about sex education that you never learned when you were in school. And later, fellas.